Folks, we have some good news for you. The applications are here for you to receive stimulus checks. Top economists and the Fed are worried about the current state of the economy, and it does mean this: inflation is decreasing. But officials have confirmed that this does not mean a recession will occur. Lawmakers are trying to pass a bill that would help their residents with inflation. Plus, inflation is just beginning to decrease for many American consumers. Gas is less, eggs cost roughly half as much as it did in January, and prices are no longer climbing as rapidly, but things are still expensive. Because inflation is beginning to decrease in Americans for consumers, gas is less, and also some things are costing less too. But the Fed has been past 12-15 months locked in an aggressive war against inflation, raising interest rates above 5% in an attempt to get the price increases back down to a more normal pace. Last week, officials said they were skipping a rate increase in June, giving themselves more time to see how they already enacted changes that were playing out in the economy. But so far, Jerome Powell emphasized that it was just too early to declare victory in the battle against rapid price increases. According to experts, which less expensive gas and slower gas prices are actually happening. The obscure underlying trends and a measure of core inflation excludes fuel, and food fuel is showing surprising staying power as a range of purchases from dental, car to insurance continue to climb in a high price. The Fed officials have marked up their forecast of how high hardcore inflation will be at the end of 2023, and they say it's now 3.9%. While the steepest price increases appear to be over for consumers, a relief for many, development from Joe Biden has celebrated this. Between the subtle signs that inflation could stick around, people are saying that people could be getting stimulus checks. The Fed's officials are not comfortable with this yet, but they may be trying to tame price increases again, because officials have predicted last week that they would see a raise interest rates of 5.6% this year.
Reduce liquidity in the commercial real estate loan market.
We're very focused on the commercial real estate situation. You're right, of course, that a good portion of the commercial real estate loans are held in smaller banks, and supervisors are very much engaged with those banks, and it's particularly banks that have a high concentration. That's what we look for among the smaller banks, and there are some of those, but there's a playbook for working your way, working your way out of these loans, and it's particularly in the office sector where work from home is still a pretty material factor in some areas, as you know.
Thank you. So the next question has to do with the board process and procedures. What are those procedures that govern consideration and potential adoption of matters like the proposals that Vice Chair Barr is about to present to the board?
So on regulation, as opposed to supervision, on regulation, the Board of Governors votes on regulatory proposals, and it's a majority vote. We now have 6 voters, so when there is a proposal, it will be briefed carefully, and then we will have we'll have a meeting, or it can be done actually virtually, and probably will be that way, as most of our meetings are, and then we have a vote. That's
in 2021, that's for people 6 to 17 years old, and half of their credit was given in advance, plus in monthly payments to the families to help others throughout the year, and the other half was given as part of a household's tax refund. The household with pretty much no or low income was able to receive it for the first time, and though it can take years for the policy to have the tangible effects, the impact of the credit was pretty much very noticeable, very fast. And so I believe it's pretty much right for Joe Biden to send out another one. Don't you guys agree? Parents reported using the advance payments for household essentials like groceries, clothing, schools, and utilities. And despite worries from conservatives, researchers found no evidence that the policy discouraged people from going back to work. Instead, it probably motivated people to get back to work. The Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, everybody, said the success of the 2021 expansion showed us that child poverty rates are a policy choice, not inevitable. And Congress failed to renew the expansion in 2021, reverting the credit back to its former, less generous iteration. It's one of the reasons that families could see smaller tax refunds this year when they file their returns, because some tax credits have already implemented their own version of a child tax credit last year to make up for the difference. Still, without this expansion, everybody, millions of people fell back into poverty at the beginning of last year. It made many people broke, and it hurt so many households. But folks, here's a solution to this. One of the biggest sticking points is whether or not the expanded child tax credit has a work requirement attached to it. Because if it does, that could be beneficial to the ones that need it the most, and the ones that need stimulus fast. Opponents believe there should be some sort of work requirement, but everybody, here's what I'm saying about this. A ton of news about the fourth stimulus check, a ton of news about stimulus payments, a ton of news is here for you on stimulus checks. Joe Biden can do something about this. First of all, let's get into the most important news. It's that Social Security benefits, no matter what, play a major role for your retirement and for the older Americans especially. Now, there could be big changes on the horizon. Social Security is facing a shortfall. A shortfall that could be catastrophic, that is. The program is paying out more in benefits than it's receiving from taxes. If lawmakers don't find a solution soon, things could get nasty. There are several proposals on the table. Social Security benefits are funded primarily through payroll taxes. Workers pay into the program now, and the most of the money is paid out to the retirees. So let's not forget about that right now, though. These taxes are not even enough to pay out benefits in full. Just to cover Social Security, it has been dipping into its trust funds.
We'll have to start thinking about, at least, the looming debt limit deadline. Democrats' message: political brinksmanship could drive up costs for ordinary households. A recent analysis by the center-left think tank Third Way estimated that an actual default could result in the loss of 3 million jobs, a $20,000 drop in the average retirement savings, and a $130,000 increase in the cost of a mortgage. And Republicans argue this is all fear-mongering. House Budget Committee Chairman Jody Arrington tweeted, "Democrats and Republicans must seize this opportunity to rein in unsustainable spending and reorient the nation's fiscal trajectory before it is too late." Now, top Senate Republican Mitch McConnell was confident yesterday that the country would not face a financial crisis.
In the end, I think the important thing to remember is that America must never default on its debt. It never has and never will. But we'll end up in some kind of negotiation with the administration over what.
So both Democratic and Republican lawmakers, everybody, are negotiating on Americans receiving universal basic
stimulus check, which he decided to donate to the food bank. He created this fundraising page on the organization's website.
I know there are other people out there that got this money that they realize they don't really need to survive, that might be willing to do something similar.
Hatcher is.
I've not met a cop who likes a bad cop. There's bad in everything. There's lousy senators, there's lousy presidents, there's lousy doctors, there's lousy lawyers. No, I'm serious. But I don't know any police officer that feels good about the fact that there may be a lousy cop. I'm tired of not giving the kind of help they need. Folks, look.
Now, some of you guys may not automatically, some of you guys may not automatically get your fourth check. There are also huge changes to monthly benefits that may be coming next month. New delivery dates have been confirmed by state officials, and here is your daily update for your fourth stimulus check. A nationwide outage was reported with the SNAP program, leaving more than 1 million people